sightings of ghosts, an abandoned insane asylum, creepy ass dolls, werewolves, and witches, honey. Do not obey. Stay woke. Nobody's gonna stop me. This is real. Do not obey. Stay woke. Scary as hell. Real quick, guys, there will be some pictures with no sound, so if you are at work and you're listening, I do apologize, but there are going to be more talking, I believe, than pictures. But this video was more about trying to find a little bit more evidence of structures and things, but I still hope you guys do enjoy the video. Like I always say, do not obey, stay woke. Peace.
I told you that I know exactly what the Grand Canyon is. Would you believe me? And I know exactly why it looks like petrified flesh and has all the signs of petrified living tissue. And then I showed you what the veins of a bat's wing looks like and what the Grand Canyon looks like. And then I remind you, or tell you for the very first time, if you haven't seen my dragon video, what I found right near that area. Look at this outlined in red wing, torso, and head, even down to its molars and jagged teeth. There's a dragon there, and the Grand Canyon is that dragon's petrified veins. The uninitiated to my dragon post, go check it out, but quick recap, here is the whole dragon in red. I outlined it in blue. What I found later is the wing actually comes up and around the head. Here's the head. They even call the mouth the Black Dragon Reservoir and Black Dragon Trailhead or Canyon. There is a dragon there, and the entire Grand Canyon is its petrified vein, and just so you can see the comparisons again. And yeah, the Grand Canyon, you can't explore all of it, just like you can't explore Antarctica, because there's all sorts of hidden things there that they don't want you to know about, cultures that existed there that they don't want you to know existed there. But the bigger secret, the biggest secret of the Grand Canyon is what it actually is.
You must talk about this ASAP. There's been a massive amount of conspiracy talk about the Grand Canyon being the actual path to Africa. And what's crazy is, I just took a trip to Las Vegas. Y'all see I haven't even been on the app. When we flew over the Grand Canyon, I had that same exact thought. Then I got on TikTok and I seen this.
These might be the
What that was showing you is an aerial view of the Grand Canyon, yes, but if you look closely, pause it and just look. If you walk the Grand Canyon, you can walk all the way to Africa. It's the pathway. I feel like those mountains connect. There's caverns underwater, there's caves underwater that you can walk through, above and below. That's just what I believe, but if you look at it, you can see that it's a clear path that you can walk straight over to Africa, which the Grand Canyon is Egypt. Egypt is the Grand Canyon. They've switched everything. Just how they have like a Egypt, Texas. Ah, man, it's a lot going on. But anyway, so let's get back to the video.
First you had Pangaea. Now if you zoom in on the map, you see the United States, right? And then you see Africa right next to it. North America, Africa. This goes right along with me and my brother's conspiracy theory that all the Area 51s across the globe were connected in Pangaea, and when we separated, those portals allow everything to connect between us and the Earth and dimensional travel. Like the Grand Canyon, pyramids in Egypt, Stonehenge, I mean all these places with these unique locations and meanings. Conspiracy starts to get really interesting. So the Grand Canyon has 6 no-fly zones. And also you have parts of the canyon which you can't explore without executive supervision. I think this may be because they're hiding ancient history.
So I did find this story very interesting. I believe this is his own personal story, and I'm trying my best to really find more people that are having more experiences up to date in national parks and places around here. So I hope you guys enjoy like his story. I think it's really interesting, like I said, but I do believe him. And yeah.
So the first guy I will talk about in Grand Canyon lore is who I like to call the Umbrella Man. This man was an interesting fellow. I would take these hikes about once a week into the canyon, go to the bottom and back. It's about a 60-mile trip. And that time I was in the best shape of my life. No big deal, just a one-day thing for me. I made the trip in about 8 hours. I'd go to the trailhead about 6. I'd make it down to the river about probably between 8 and 11, or I'd say about 8, and then I hike my way back up to the top, make it right around noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I always left right around the same time. And there's this point you drop up what's called O'Neill's Butte. It's about 2,000 feet into the 5,000 foot canyon, so it's about 3/5 of the way down, I'll say. And you come down off the step, there's this point where you're kind of rock hopping. And not one time did I go down there that I did not see this man appear at this point of the hike. And he hiked in kind of an unusual gait. He carried 2 canes. And he wore this umbrella to the point where you could never see really his face. All you would see is the reflections from his eyes, which look like 2 lights basically, and then you just see a umbrella. And I could never really get close to him, and I didn't really want to, because I'd always feel this guy behind me, and at that point I just start booking it down. He's like, who knows what this person. I would never see him at the trailhead. I've never seen him at the bottom. Just in this stretch of the trail, I'd always see him hiking the same time I am. And so this one day, I got a bit of a late start that morning, a little bit later than usual, and I was hiking down. I think I left the trailhead at like 8. And I got down to that step around probably 9, and I realized this time this guy was in front of me, I was following him now. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to pass. And then came to this point where you dip into the red wall limestone. There's this sleek trail with there's only one way to pass. There's no going around somebody. It's just shoulder width length, and you have to be next to somebody if you want to pass them. I walked by this dude, He was wearing sunglasses and there was no eyes behind those sunglasses. And I'm thinking, well, this guy could have been a war veteran or something. Trying to rationalize it. And I say, hi, how's it going? He said, hello, Robert.
The canyon is not just an American sightseeing location. There are strange and dark secrets that lie within. Some have even encountered a gateway to a hidden world. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette published an article about an expedition funded by the Smithsonian. This expedition was led by a man named G.E. Kincaid, and he discovered an ancient underground city within the Grand Canyon. But here is where it gets interesting. This city was filled with artifacts from ancient Egypt, hieroglyphs, statues, and even a pyramid. How did ancient Egyptian relics end up in Arizona over 5,000 years ago? Is it possible that they had access to flight? But it gets even stranger. The Smithsonian seized all the artifacts and shut down any further exploration, which led to 90% of the Grand Canyon being restricted till this day. The canyon is home to numerous hidden caves and tunnels, many holding ancient treasures and technologies. Many adventurers used to report seeing strange lights and sounds coming from these depths. The Hopi tribe, a tribe native to the region, speak of sacred underground cities known as the Sipapu. These cities are believed to be gateways to the underworld, holding powerful energies that should never be disturbed. All this makes us wonder, what else is hiding in the Grand Canyon?